In your life, who are some of the greatest teachers that you've had? Obviously, you had motivations, you had inspirations, you had Arnold. Who are some of the greatest teachers that you've had in your life?
I didn't really have a whole lot, but I would say my uncle that I mentioned to you last time we talked.
Yeah.
Because he'd critique me, and he was more of a father figure too to me when I was very young. He was someone that made a lot of mistakes and didn't live the best life, but could give people really great advice on what not to do or what they should do.
Sounds like me.
So he made every wrong mistake you can make in life, and sometimes he knew it, and he didn't care. He let his emotions get the best of him, but he could tell you the right thing to do based on morality.
Yeah.
Like, even if he didn't showcase the best, morality, he could tell you. He would tell me, like, that's not right. Like, don't do that. Or like, you need to be more confident. You need to, walk with your back straight.
Yeah.
Or, oh, that's a cute girl there. Why don't you talk to her? Why don't you just get to know them? Like, when you're talking to people, you want to look at them, or you want to be nice.
Yeah.
So he would always critique me, and my main response would to get mad or get defensive. But I just learned over time through his ups and downs and how he was as a person that, that was a gift he gave me, because he taught me how to be more of a man, more of who I really wanted to be.
Yeah.
Because I was with him every day, and he was at a very low point, and I was still there with him. Like, he was at a very, very low point with drug addiction.
What drug, if you don't mind me asking?
Methamphetamine.
Yeah.
Drug-induced schizophrenia.
Oh, that's the worst.
And I was with him for 2 to 3 years, at the end of his life.
Yeah.
And he was the uncle that was the coolest guy ever. You wanted to be him.
He was
had
a cool
street
uncle.
bike. He had a street bike. He knew how to do karate moves. He always dressed very nice. He could talk to anyone, talk to any girl, charm any girl. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He was just the guy that you're like, damn, like,
That's the guy.
Why can't I be like that? Why can't I act like that? He's smooth.
Yeah.
He knew how to cook. He had knives. He knew how to throw them around, catch them. He knew how to do everything. He just knew how to do
This guy's
things.
fucking Benihana's and shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He knew how to sing. He knew how to do every
Damn.
dance. This guy learned everything, but he also
Wow.
made many mistakes because of his issues internally. And maybe that's why he learned so many things, because he was battling, some issues he had.
Yeah.
And, I think me seeing him at his worst and like going through all that made me like more inclined to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And respect, regardless if they're a bad person or if people don't like them or if people talking about them, because everyone at the time was, they weren't, my family, they weren't really happy with him.
Yeah.
But I was there with him every day. I got up, I walked to my house to his trailer. It was like a minute away from my house, walked over there. And even if it was broken down, I'd sit right next to him, talk to him, because he's the only person I could talk to. And he would actually listen to me. The only person in my life that would actually listen to me. And like, that's when I learned that from him, because we learn, from people. We learn from it. And he was someone I learned so much from, and is why I am the way I am today.
Did he know what direction you were going in social media? Did he see that happening? Any of that?
No, not he actually said I should be a cop. And I was like, maybe I'll think about it.
It's a great job.
Yeah, but he was more like, you should be like a union worker or a cop, because he worked in the union.
Did he know that you were doing social media? Like,
I wasn't at the time.
At the time, okay.
I was just a bodybuilder, but he was the first person to ever buy me a tub of protein when I was like 13.
Yeah, that's a real one.
Before I even lifted weights, I was 140 pounds. So I'm like,
damn.
What am I going to do with this? I tried it once. Like, this is fucking terrible. I'm never drinking this again.
I think, dude, I'm trying to remember the first time I ever had protein. I was like 15 years old, and it was a shitty strawberry GNC brand protein. It was so bad. It barely blended because they didn't have anything instantized or like all the stuff that they have in protein now to make it like blend well. Bro, it was so ass. I remember drinking it and being like, this is fucking garbage. But again, it's the same time I'm still just like doing fucking push-ups and like benching fucking the barbell.
Yeah, and he gave me that protein, and I was like, whatever. But I think the bottom of the line is I believe every like young man should have a man in their life that they could like look up to.
I agree.
In terms of like, masculinity, like being a man. What does it mean to be a man?
Yeah. It's and I'm glad you said this, because today's society, it's almost like not, it's like, it's a very weird time. It's like, it's not accepted to like teach that or show that. It's like, you got to be in between or dance all these lines. And it's weird. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I think because it's just kind of like something that's being lost over time, you know?
Yeah.
And he taught me that, you know, because that's what I always needed. I needed someone to tell me when I was wrong or the right thing to do. Not always what I wanted to do, but the right thing to do.
Yeah, moral compass.
Yeah, and, you know, he had it all. Even if he made many mistakes, he knew what it meant to, you know, to be a good man.
Yeah.
When he wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I learned from that, and I looked up to him my whole life. Even when I was a little kid, he'd give me, like, you know, those punching dolls with the six-pack.
Oh,
like the big ones. Yeah. When I was like 6 years old, and I'd be punching that
like,
hell out of
this
that
thing up.
Yeah, I'd be punching the hell out of that thing. And now kids, they just have little tablets.
Yeah.
And I was out there riding a bike. I'd see him on his street bike popping wheelies. I'm like, damn, I want to do that when I'm his age. Like,
it's a different time. People grow up way different. I grew up like riding bikes, BMX, fucking making little dirt jumps and like fucking quarries and shit. And like, it's different now. Everyone just got the internet and they just talk shit about other people.
Yeah. And it's like, I wanted to emulate him. He was strong too. He'd show me his biceps, his arms, whatever. He'd show me like his six pack. He'd tell me how much he could lift, all kinds of stuff. And like, that's like what I was like, man, he's so cool. I felt so proud walking around with him.
Yeah.
Like I felt really proud.